I think as well my personality makes me seem small bean, but actually I'm tall.
Stallion.
I'm not a stallion. I mean, hey. Hi, I'm PinkPantheress, and this is Making the Album with Capital Buzz.
Welcome to Making the Album. I'm Sam Prance, and in this episode, I'm joined by the one and only PinkPantheress. Today, we're doing a track-by-track breakdown of your So Good It Should Be Illegal mixtape.
Oh,
fancy that.
That's so adorable.
How are you?
Are you Australian?
I'm not. I just have a weird accent.
What?
I'm from the Cotswolds, so
This is... What? You literally sound Australian.
Wait, my boyfriend always takes at me because I say people say this, and now we have it on camera.
Thus. Like, that's so crazy that you're not anything from... Well, that's very cool. And, hi.
How are you?
I'm
You
good,
fine?
thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me on here.
Okay, so we're going to dive straight in. Track 1, Illegal. Now, I love that you start with the line, "My name is Pink and I'm really glad to meet you." Is that how you like to be called now, or do you prefer PinkPantheress in full?
I feel like I actually prefer Pink.
Yeah?
But, obviously, that can get confused with Pink, the actual pink,
Yeah.
with upside down exclamation mark pink. So it really does depend on who is saying it. Is like, you know what I mean? I feel like some people can get confused
Okay.
as to which Pink we're talking about, but I do prefer Pink because it's like that's less to say. PinkPantheress is a bit
chill.
long.
Do those close to you call you Pink now, or?
I have a weird thing. I actually do not know why either. I don't know why, but I have a weird... I think it's because when I first started out, I didn't want anybody to know my name. So now I feel really weird when I hear people say my name. But it's not like a bad thing at all. But I get like this weird visceral reaction. I'm like...
I think you had that earlier because you introduced yourself to me as Vicky, but then a second ago I said Vicky and you were like, "Are you talking to me?"
Yeah, I was shocked. I was like, oh, because I thought that you're pretty... Yeah, no, I don't know. I get really... But I don't mind. But I do like Pink though.
Okay, I'll call you Pink for the
Oh,
interview.
no, you're fine.
Yeah?
You can carry on.
Okay, so the song is about being in a secret relationship and the risk rush.
Oh, that's interesting. It's actually not.
Okay, wait, so that's how it came across to me. What is it about to you?
So to me, it's about buying. But that's actually so interesting because it can be taken as a few different things. At first, it was actually about using a male escort.
Okay.
And then I was like, okay, I'm not. You know, I was like, this is a bit ridiculous because I've never done that. So I was like, I'm going to kind of leave it up to the listener to figure it out what they want to. But I actually it ended up being about buying. I've never that. I mean, I have once and it was really bad. Actually, the song is about the fact that it went really bad.
Okay, multiple interpretations.
Exactly.
Now, the song, am I right in thinking it samples your Bury Me demo?
It actually does not either. But people have thought it does because it's a very similar melody. I do reuse melodies sometimes.
Yeah, so do you have like a vault that you dip back into of demos and ideas?
Yes, for sure, sometimes. If need be.
Yeah? What is your creative process like? How do you start a song?
I start a song by making the beat first or getting the beat first. I usually make the beat or go 50-50 or I have some type of role in the beat and then once the beat's done, then I figure out melody and then I do lyrics last every time.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I feel like this is going to be like a summer anthem. I was playing it to the team today and they were already bopping.
Yeah, let's go.
Now, track 2, Girl Like Me. Now, I may have got this wrong too. I think Girl Like Me is about realising you're unhappy in a relationship.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
We'll go with it. Yeah, like that.
Now, I love how matter-of-fact the lyrics are. What did you want to capture with this song?
I don't know what I wanted to capture. I mean, it doesn't actually interpolate or sample this song, but I really like the song What You Waiting For by Gwen Stefani. So I really wanted something that kind of was in that world of like, in terms of like what it sounded like. And then lyrically, I wanted a song which was like a little bit more Gen Z vibes with how I'm discussing like a relationship. Because I feel like some songs of my songs feel quite dated sometimes with the lyrics, like just with how I'm explaining things. But this one I was like, how do I kind of like discuss it with like more like current, I guess. Like I'm talking about going to like therapy to like kind of figure it out in terms of like in the relationship and going to like drive-in movies. I mean, that's kind of, even those are kind of old school though.
No, but I like lines like, "When you're not there, I smile a lot."
Yeah.
Like I think that captures
quite Lily Allen vibes.
Very Lily Allen vibes, and God, I just missed the bus home.
Yeah.
Now, the song also samples Basement Jaxx's Romeo, and you have such a gift for like taking songs and bringing them into your universe.
Yeah.
Is there a song that you want to sample but haven't found the right fit for yet?
I feel like there's been one. I feel like actually I did all the songs I want to sample. I did on this project maybe. There's definitely ones that exist. Oh, I can't think of one though. There's definitely some that exist for sure. I wouldn't mind sampling. I mean, I know Juice WRLD already did it in Lucid Dreams, but The Shape of Your Heart, or was it by Sting?
Oh, okay, yeah.
What was it called?
My Sting knowledge isn't good enough to help.
Yeah.
I mean, talking of like, you bring a lot of UK references into your music, like we've had Craig David, an example before, obviously Basement Jaxx here. What to you is the most underrated British banger?
That exists?
That exists.
Biology by Girls Aloud.
Are you a Girls Aloud fan?
I'm a Girls Aloud fan.
Yeah? Xenomania stan?
No, you know what? What albums? Actually, I think is it called Chemistry? What's the album called?
Chemistry has biology.
Okay.
Chemistry has...
I like Chemistry. I also like the Sound of the Underground, just original, like, yeah.
You can't beat it.
The original, yeah.
I think for me it's things like T2 Heartbroken.
Okay, that's also actually you're right. I've always wanted to sample that.
Yeah?
That's one of my favorite songs.
I think Drake did it once, but I feel like...
No, he did not sample that song.
With DJ Khaled, but you could do it better.
Drake did not sample T2 Heartbroken. I refuse to believe that. I'm definitely checking that.
Okay. Track 3 tonight. Mm-hmm. You want sex with me? Uh-huh. Come talk to me. Come on. Now, you joked about your mum hearing this on TikTok. How does she actually feel about the song?
No idea.
When you write a song like this, do you ever approach the topic, or you just ignore it and hope that she doesn't know it exists?
I kind of do just hope that, it's the elephant in the room.
Well, because there's a lot, I think this mixtape, it's very flirty.
It is quite cheeky. My dad just messaged me being like, well, we like the song. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to delve into any more.
Because there are, like, it's a very sex positive, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Mixtape.
Very true.
Something you consciously wanted?
Actually, it kind of was. I also feel like for some of my fans, because I feel like I feel like interesting, I have a lot of fans that want me to stay in like where I originally was in terms of lyrically, and then like even aesthetically. I think a lot of fans are like purists with me, and they're like, I like the pure you. And I think a lot of fans are like, okay, I want her to like kind of mature with me, because a lot of my fans are my age, and so we're all growing together and getting older together. And I feel like I wanted to give something which kind of lent into my older bag, my nachos, if you will. And then I wanted to kind of bring a more mature vibe to everything, because I don't know, I feel like I'm always being so emo and just so like in my music, and I just want to have like one project where I feel like I'm actually just being a little bit young and free and wild for once. I'm not actually wild in real life, but it would be cool to put it in music. I think the music deserves that.
Yeah, it sounds like sunshine.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I also love the dance trend.
Thank
now, you did it with Doechii, and fans were shocked to discover your height.
Yeah.
So let's settle this once and for all. How tall are you, Pink?
I'm 5'9". Yeah, exactly. How tall are you?
I think like 5'11".
Okay, cute.
But has that ever come up before? Like, is your height a thing, or was that fine?
Yeah, it's come up a few times, because I feel like people think I'm going to be really short because of my music, because I sing quite high, and like I think as well my personality makes me seem small bean, but actually I'm tall.
Stallion.
I'm not a stallion. I mean, hey. But yeah, no, I think people are always shocked as well when they meet me, and they always think I'm going to be really quiet and like really like, and then they're like, oh, you're actually like quite talkative, or you're actually quite like rambunctious.
Now,
I mean, no, I'm not calling myself rambunctious. They say that
on the streets.
Yeah.
Okay. Tonight also samples Panic at the Disco's Do You Know What I'm Seeing?
Yeah.
Now, I know you're a pop punk girly.
I am.
For you, what are the like top 3 pop punk songs of all time?
Okay. The Ghost of You by My Chemical Romance, number 1. Paramore, Brick by Boring Brick, number 2. And then maybe like, honestly, American Idiot by Green Day. Yeah, if
classic.
that counts in that.
Yeah, no, I think you've got the deep cuts and the classics.
Yeah.
Now, also the video is Bridgerton inspired. Well, Bridgerton mixed
It's definitely in that pool of
universe.
Yeah.
If you could have Bridgerton do a violin cover of one of your songs, what would you choose and why?
Probably Illegal, the one that we just spoke about, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I can really hear that happening already, actually.
Yeah. Some messy stuff could be going on.
Yeah.
Now, track 4, Stars. Coming back to iconic British bangers, this is your second time referencing Jack's Stars in Their Eyes in a song.
Yes.
Why did you want to reinterpret that song again?
I just love that song so much. That's actually maybe that's another underrated British banger which I feel like exists with Biology by Girls Loud. I think that song is just so good. And why else did I don't know, actually. I think I was just listening to the beat and I could hear him doing it. And I was like, I'm not going to do it. Like, if I'm not going to do it, I was like, I might as well just get his vocals and put them on.
No, and it sounds good.
And now he can come out and perform it with me live. Oh,
we need that to
I
happen.
know,
I mean, that
Jack.
song is full. It just takes me back to being a child.
Yeah. How old are you?
31.
Yeah. I didn't know. I was just wondering.
Okay.
Because I try to guess people's ages when I meet them.
I should have let you guess. Sorry.
No.
Okay. Now, you get a lot of praise for your production, very deservedly so.
Oh, thank you.
But I think not enough people talk about like how unique and great your voice is.
Oh, thank you.
Why do you think so many people connect to your voice?
I think it's because it's a bit unique. It's like my favorite artists is like, I feel like I listen to them because no one else can imitate something that they do. So that's kind of how I feel about my singing voice.
Yeah.
Even though, to be fair, it was very, like, I get a lot of people saying I sound like Lily Allen and I definitely do think that like growing up listening to Lily Allen did shape my voice.
Maybe, but I think like what you capture is like a sweetness, but there's also like often quite like a melancholy undertone to a lot of your songs.
True. Because I do hush my voice a lot like this.
Yeah, I mean like people like Charlie XCX, like you have just a distinctive tone that people connect to.
Yeah, thanks.
And I mean, talking of producing, there's always talk about the fact that there's not really that many female producers in the industry. Like, how is it being a female producer in such a male-dominated industry?
I remember when I first started doing producing sessions, doing the rounds, and one thing I always noticed, whenever I'd be like, oh, can I have a go, and like start touching any keys or any like instrument, the first thing I'd hear, and I've said this in somewhere else too, the first thing I'd hear behind me would be like, oh, okay, and they'd be like, look at you, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm actually not doing this anymore, and I would just stop touching the instrument because that just it peed me off so badly.
It's so patronizing.
It's so patronizing, and also it's just like, did you not know that I was a producer before the session? And if you didn't know I was a producer, then why would you? I don't think I've ever been like, oh, okay. I don't think I've ever said that to anybody. I wouldn't even say that to a kid that like kicked a football into a goal. I wouldn't be like, oh. I'd just be like, yeah.
You could say that to me if I managed to kick a football into a goal.
But I wouldn't though, because I'm not that type of. I'd actually be like. I do a nice clap, and that's what so that experience alone made me kind of, basically what I've done now is I've created my dream team of producers that I always work with, and they are my go-tos. I like them, and having them and having a relationship with all the people that I regularly work with stops me from getting annoyed in the studio because of that stuff, because that really can discourage me. I'm like, yeah. Yeah,
understandably. I mean, are there any artists that you would like to produce for?
So many. Anyone that will take me.
But who in particular?
Tinashe.
I think you guys would be insane. Well, she produces too.
Exactly.
I think she would be so down for that.
I love that.
Tinashe, can we make that happen,
please?
Do you have a favourite Tinashe song? Or?
Mine would be Unconditional. If you know that
deep
one.
cut, yeah.
That's
on,
a deeper one.
333.
333.
Okay, yeah, I see.
Such a good one. K Tronada produced as well. He's my favourite producer.
Well, and you've released stuff with K Tronada before too. Okay, track 5, Intermission.
Yeah.
Loads to talk about here. Now, last year you sparked a lot of controversy after asking if people care about track lists. And one thing I like about this track list is it is really well sequenced, and the intermission is a testament to that. Like, it really blends Stars into Intermission into the next song. Have your views on track lists changed at all?
I never had a view. You know what's so funny? I literally was just like, oh, that's interesting. It's like if I was to take a sip of this water and go, I don't know that Harrogate water was so good. It was literally not even a view. But to belabor the point, after it did spark the controversy, I was like, you know what? I'm not one to die on a hill that doesn't need to be died on. That's how nonchalant I was about the point. But I was like, okay, people are telling me like these are things I should educate myself on. So I learned the art of track listing. I learned the art. What happened was I got my executive producer to make his interpretation of what the track list should be, and then I made my own. And then we matched them and to see what fit. We compared them, and then we kind of came to, but people have really been complimenting me on this, on the sequencing. So the old me would have been like, but the new me,
Yeah, she's a tracklist girly.
listen, I'm trying to be, I'm trying.
Okay, and a tweet also recently went viral saying they love how your projects are named after British phrases.
Oh
So
my
we've
God,
had
yeah,
like
I
To
love
Hell
that.
With It,
I love
Heaven
that.
Knows, and now Fancy That. Was that something you wanted to do?
Actually, I never thought about that. I didn't even notice that until I saw that tweet, and then I was like, oh wait, yeah. I didn't actually think that any of them were specifically British. I thought Heaven Knows, everyone said that. Do you not say Heaven Knows in America? He's American. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought there would be American. Oh, Heaven Knows. Or like, what's the other one? To Hell With It. You don't say To Hell With It. That's crazy. I didn't even think about it. I didn't think about it.
Like Alexandra Burke, you're introducing the phrase.
Oh,
like,
what, elephant in the room?
You're passing it on. To Hell With It, Fancy That.
I love Alexandra Burke. Stop.
Icon.
Iconic.
Literally. Now, why is the mixtape called Fancy That?
Because, as we spoke about, it's fun, flirty. And I love the tongue-in-cheekness. I can't call it tongue-in-cheek because Dizzy Rascal released tongue-in-cheek already. So I was like, okay, what other kind
That's
of...
also a British
That's also
phrase.
very British. See, I'm not even thinking. I'd say I just really wanted something quite kitschy. So I was like, oh, that's quite kitsch. Like fancy. Like when things are fancy. Like your socks are quite fancy right now.
Thank you.
So I was like, fancy. And then that. And then I was like, fancy that.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Okay, track 6, Noises.
Oh, yeah.
Now, again, this is another one that I love lyrically. Like, you have quite a stream of consciousness
So
nature to
true.
your lyrics.
So true.
What is your process with lyrics? Like, do you put pen to paper with a song like this or improvise?
It was kind of half improvisation. I feel like I improvised the first line, and then from the first line, I then start writing in the notes app.
And is that, like, your general process?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
But it is a lot of stream of consciousness. Like, I kind of act like it's a script.
Okay. Would you ever write a script?
No. I don't think I could do that.
Okay, you've got music.
Thank you.
I mean, you talked, I was going to ask you who inspires you lyrically.
Lily Allen.
Lily Allen is the one?
Lily Allen, yeah. And Imogen Heap, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Imogen Heap, another producer.
Another producer. Really, actually, genuinely one of the best.
Are you a vocoder fan?
Oh, I mean, I've actually always wanted to give it a try, but I'm not too familiar with like what equipment you'd need. What you mean with
Okay.
the hand thing?
Oh, she does the hand thing too. That Ariana's done as well, hasn't
I
she?
know, fire.
I just don't know. I don't really know.
I don't know
what
where
it
to
does,
get one.
But okay, maybe for the next tour.
No, I can't do that.
But I mean, like Imogen and Lily, are there any songs particularly by them that you love?
Lily Allen has a song called Him, and it's such a good song. It's where she's like talking about like, I guess,
God.
about God, or like existentialism, and she's talking about God and the creation of the world, but she's describing, like, she's talking about God as if like God is just like a person that she like, you know, that she would see like walking down the street. It's just such a good song. Like the lyricism is just always so good.
Okay, track 7. Nice to Know You. Now, I think this is my favorite song on the project.
Love that you say that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do, because you know what? That's the song where I listen to it, I'm like, are people gonna not get it, but are they gonna like it? Because it's a bit, there's a Sugar Babes.
Yeah, I'm getting onto
Okay,
that.
yeah.
I was going to say, there's going to be a lot of millennial gay men are going to love this song. Because I think it's so British. It samples William Orbit's 2006 deep cut Spiral, which features the Sugar Babes. So we've got a bit of Mature and Keisha on the track. To you, what makes a song British?
Oh, actually, funnily enough, I feel like I can't answer. I feel like it's such an ineffable thing that makes a song sound or feel British. I don't know. I think it's like not even just the accent, but I also think it's like based in the drums mostly. For me personally, I think it's based in the drums. Even like, and I think subject matter in the way that it's written, like actually the words that people are using. But I don't know, it's really tough. I feel like it's also something to do with if it's a live instrumentation or if it's like not as well. Like I think we have a lot of strings in our music.
And lyrically, there's like a matter of fact. Like we don't pull punches. It's just
yeah, it's very straightforward.
Okay, I mean, we mentioned Sugar Babes. What was your favorite Sugar Babes lineup?
Oh my god, I feel like that's like controversial. I feel like that can actually get me kind of like. Oh lordy, I'd say the original. Yeah, I'd say it was the original because they made Sticky Situation. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Overload.
Overload. What am I saying? Overload. And like that is such a good video as well. And that was the original lineup.
And that's where they sort of like established their sound. I mean, all love to Heidi. She was great too.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
the original lineup is
100%, yeah.
chef's kiss. Okay, William Orbit's sound as well is having a bit of a moment in pop right now. Like
Really?
FKA Twigs and Addison Rae, they've all referenced like Madonna's Ray of Light era,
Oh,
which
true.
is very William
Yeah,
Orbit.
he did do that.
Why do you think that sound is coming back?
Actually, that's so funny. Even this track that I sampled from his own album, which is a deep cut, to be honest. I was listening to it and I was like, I feel like this is like music that should be around today, like right now. I feel like because he was so ahead of his time back in the day, at some point, obviously, it's going to catch up and be of the time. When you're ahead of your time, obviously, at some point, it's going to be the time. It's kind of like why Imogen Heap's music does really well too, because she was ahead of her time.
It doesn't age.
It doesn't age. It's timeless, exactly. So, yeah, I really like his work though, and everything he's done. He's just so good with synths.
I know, and it sounds so good in this song.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, at 2:50, this is the longest song on the project.
Oh my
God. You're a pioneer of short songs. Like artists like you and Tierra Whack, I think, have really,
Oh yeah, exactly.
really broken new ground.
Yeah, exactly.
With short songs. But I know you've talked about this a lot, but could you ever see yourself crossing maybe the 4-minute mark? I know Capable of Love is your longest song so far.
Oh, no. It's a pretty long song.
That's 3:43. So.
That's pretty close to 4.
Yeah, that's...
I could have made it to 4 with that song. And yeah, I would do a 4-minute song for sure. If it hails, if it calls to be 4 minutes, I'll do a 4-minute song.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
We're going to get a 10...
I don't die on any
version.
hills. There's no hills
This is
I die
true.
on.
Yeah.
I do not.
Any era, we can get something new.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that's the nice thing about pop music is you get the opportunity to create something new with each project.
100%, exactly.
Okay, track 8, Stateside, full-on banger. Now, this song is about hooking up with an American boy, so it's only right that I ask you the question, who has more riz, American boys or British boys?
Oh, lordy. I'm going to say... Who? I'm just trying to think. I'm going to say British. I'm going to say British. Yeah.
Yeah, why? What is...
Well, I mean, maybe it's. I think it's more with what aligns with my personality and like my type of humor. So I'd say like British. I think British people just generally align more personality-wise with them. So I'm going to say that.
Have you had any like awkward moments with Americans just not getting you?
Yeah, I think that. Not to say that I'm funny or like a class clown, but I do think a lot of my jokes fall flat. Crickets every time.
Yeah,
and you've seen it. This boy's seen it. Like genuinely, he's seen it. We went to dinner once with him, and I told a joke, and like they were laughing the whole night at what he was saying. And then as soon as I said something, somebody even said, "Is anyone gonna laugh at that?" I was like, maybe I'm just not funny though. Never know.
No, you were definitely funny.
Oh.
Yeah.
But see, it makes sense for us to But,
yeah, we understand. We see each other.
The American, I don't know.
Okay, I mean, talking of Stateside, we need to talk about the music video.
Oh.
Between both this and tonight, it really feels like you've gained a lot of confidence as a performer, and you're really like owning your in both videos.
Thank you.
Do you feel that?
Yeah, I think I told myself I had to. Like, it's not natural to me. So with me, like, if it's something that I'm not naturally good at, I have to basically literally just like force it. And I have to think about what the end goal is, and just like, I'm trying to achieve this, so you just have to go do it.
No, you're giving full pop star. So even in the artwork, like I love in the track listing artwork, it's like very America's Next Top Model shoot with all the...
It actually is giving that, yeah.
Yeah, I think Tyra would be proud.
Oh.
I mean, talking of your confidence as a performer as well, I feel like in the past you faced some like really unfair and harsh criticism over your performance skills.
I think it's fair. I don't do music to perform, I think is the thing. And that's perfectly fine, but I think that people are probably used to and also expect a singer to be able to perform well. And I don't blame anyone for thinking that. I'm not the best performer. And again, it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm going to get better. But the thing is, no amount of rehearsals can make a difference. And like when you're in front of like 10K, 50K, 100, there's nothing, no amount of rehearsal you can do. And as somebody that has got very bad stage fright, I don't know.
Yeah, but I've seen you on stage, like literally within the past few years. I feel like you seem much more at home. And also I feel like people really get your shtick now and
Oh, okay, good.
embrace it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think people...
Well, we'll see. But obviously, I'm still... I'm not, like, the biggest... I think one of the things people say is, like, oh, like, I think her performances are a hindrance to her, like, career. And I do think there is a level where, like, if you want to make it as, like, a big pop...
Diva.
Diva, you have to you do have to like crunch down on being able to perform, and I respect it. And if I achieve that and then make it big, like bigger than I am, that'll be really good. But if I can't get it and I just stay forever like more producer writing based, I'm also happy with that too.
Yeah, but in
you
both,
suffer the consequences.
In both Stateside and Tonight, you were given proper pop star. Like, Stateside reminds me of like an old Kylie video or something. It's very
See,
chic.
the videos are fine. It's more the live. It's more the live. But we're gonna figure it out. I'm going to figure it out.
I like you with your bag and just delivering it. Like, that's what we want.
Oh, thank you.
It's hard for people to have like a signature, and people know what a PinkPantheress performance looks like.
That's true. I'm very happy about that. I'm happy to hear that from you. Thank you.
Now, also filming this video in front of a JCPenney store.
Yeah.
So funny.
It is really funny.
You have a very signature aesthetic, and I feel like people comment on it a lot. Like, people have said that your aesthetic gives off JCPenney store manager. How do you feel about those comments, and how would you describe your aesthetic?
I've said this a few times, but I dress exactly like how my mum dresses. So essentially what that means, just because growing up, like, no one really had my stallion body type. So because I was tall, and then also like I'm African, so there's a lot going on.
Body.
I mean, so basically for me, I would borrow my mum's clothes because I'd see how they looked on her, and I'd be like, okay, well, if they look like this on her, then they'll look like this on me. And I thought she looked cool, so I was like, okay, I'll dress like... My mum's 60, by the way, so that speaks for my tastes. So I would just dress like my mum, and like I'd just borrow her clothes, steal her clothes, to then now like basically enjoying dressing like this. I enjoy dressing like this because it's the best thing that works for my silhouette.
And again, it's a distinctive look. Like, girlies don't have that.
But it wasn't even that. It wasn't on purpose until like right now, I guess, for this era. Because one thing I love to do through my fashion is like... One thing I realised when I started wearing more like leopard print stuff, which again wasn't for any reason, I just really like leopard print, I noticed that people were associating it with this specific era, and I was like, okay, well then I like a uniform. So now the uniform is plaid.
Hey.
Well, there's plaid on the trousers, not so much on the shirt.
Okay.
It's just a nice red shirt.
No, but it looks... I don't know. It looks great. I think there's always been tweets as well, like saying that, like, a lot of people try to give Y2K, but like pink is like method. Like, it's...
That's so funny. I don't even think of it as Y2K. I never thought of it as being Y2K. And I obviously get it why you'd say it was, though. I do love Jane Norman.
Yeah? I was going to say, what's the best high street shop and why?
Well, it was Jane Norman, R.I.P.
Bring her back.
Bring her back.
You could so...
Do
like,
a collab
I feel
or something.
like we need to get you to bring back Jane Norman
I would try
as the face.
Wow. I mean, I would be honoured. High Street now, though, I mean, I don't really know.
It's kind of dead. Well, it's like obviously things like Topshop don't exist anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
You can get it online, but the store closed down.
Oh my God, I didn't realise that.
The big Topshop Oxford Street, it's not there.
That's great. And Forever 21, but that's American. That's not our jurisdiction.
No, that's true. Okay, track 9, Romeo.
Oh.
Now, this song is about an all-consuming crush. Did you have a Romeo growing up, like in person or celeb?
I'm one of those people where like I get really infatuated with like one like celebrity crush. I get infatuated.
Who were you infatuated with?
Don't worry
You're not gonna...
about it.
Well, I mean, we know you have a lot of K-pop biases, like NCT 127.
No,
we know that.
Yeah, I do.
We know that Hey-chan.
I love Hey-chan.
Is a bias, and you actually met him. What was that like?
It was actually so funny. I mean, I met the whole of NCT Dream because I went to their concert, and I was obviously like really I couldn't look anyone in the eye. I was like, my heart was racing. I was just looking down the whole time. And then we spoke. It was really cool. They were really nice. And then they all left, and I literally was like, I can't let them leave without getting a picture with my number one. So I was like, I literally went outside and I was like, looked down. I was like, please, can I get a picture with Hey-chan? And then they were like, yeah, sure. And then like, yeah, just wow.
Would you work with an artist like that, or
like a K-pop artist?
Yeah. Or like Hey-chan, or would you be too nervous?
I actually wrote a demo for him. I know.
Because he said as well that he wanted you to do music for him.
Oh, Yeah, I mean, he did. Yeah.
Will that ever see the light of day?
A collab? I mean, I would love to. I'm still.
Okay.
I do love working with like K-pop. Like I did a remix for, like Le Seraphim, and that was so fun.
For Crazy, so good.
I love that song.
Who are your other K-pop biases?
Oh, in the whole of K-pop, I actually have so many in NCT. It's actually a joke. Johnny is my NCT bias. Johnny, Hey Chan, I obviously love. Jaehyun, yeah, it's just a lot. Let's move on.
Well, as every girl or guy should, we all, or non-binary person, we all deserve.
Do you have a bias?
A bias?
In any group?
In any group. My K-pop knowledge is not great.
I was gonna say,
I do like Cat's Eye, but I feel like that's like a really...
That is a new gen.
But I'm definitely into my like UK girl groups, so...
Oh no, I can tell. Wait, who's your favourite girl group? The Saturdays.
No. Sorry, that sounded so harsh. Saturdays have bops.
Mm-hmm.
I was a big Little Mix girly. Obviously,
my
Destiny's
God.
Child, Sugar Babes, All Saints. I mean, the whole Girls Aloud.
Okay, cute.
It goes on. Now, you've described... Sorry, coming back to Romeo, the song.
Yes, of
You've
course.
described it as giving 2007 High School movie soundtrack. What does that sound like? How do you encapsulate that sound?
Well, a lot of guitars. That song's quite guitar heavy, so yeah, I think of it like camp rock kind of music.
I mean, what is the ultimate high school movie of all time?
The ones that you're probably thinking of, like High School Musical and like...
No, or things like She's All That, or 10 Things I Hate About You, or Mean Girls.
I only watched... Okay, Mean Girls is one. Okay, actually, I'm going to say 10 Things I Hate About You. I haven't actually seen it. I've only seen the Heath Ledger 10 Things I Hate About You acting reel compilation from that one film where they cut every other scene but every scene Heath Ledger's in, because he was one of my infatuation crushes.
Oh, okay, he was your Romeo.
I wouldn't say... Yeah, I mean, yeah. R.I.P. Literally, but he is not my Romeo, no. My current Romeo is not him.
Okay.
Have you seen Sinners yet?
Yes.
Okay. Michael B.
Oh,
Jordan
yeah.
in Sinners.
In a lot of things, but definitely in Sinners.
But just that film is just so
Which
good.
one? Smoke or Stack?
Don't kill me! Smoke.
Okay.
A bit more mature.
Yeah?
Yeah. And everyone's agreeing with me.
Yeah? Okay. Now, a lot of the songs on this mixtape, I think sound like hits. Like Romeo, definitely, it sounds like a smash. After Boy's a Liar,
Yes.
did you feel any pressure to replicate that success?
I actually felt like I had to do the opposite.
Okay, nice.
So as soon as that song, the rollout and everything was done, it was super fun. I was like, okay, now I need to release a heavy drum and bass song. And that's what I did. I was like, I don't know what it was. I felt like the pressure put me off. So I was like, I'm actually just going to do the opposite. I feel like it was nice to step into that kind of sonic, like the Jersey drums and kind of, because I feel like a lot of my music is quite British sounding, and that actually sounds a bit more like American coded. But I was like, you know what? It's cute, but I feel like I don't need to do another like Jersey Club, like American, like hugely American song again.
No, also it's like you've got songs that didn't chart necessarily hugely high, like Pain, that now have like almost 1 billion streams. So.
I never chart. And that's like, I think just in the new era, like I speak to a lot of artists, especially artists like that, like are very similar to me, like the girls that are like my age, and like we all talked with each other, and we'll be like, have you ever charted? And I'll be like, no. And I'll be like, but it's like we all love it. Like I think we're all very, I think we're fine charting and not charting. I think it's for the art, not the charts.
Indeed. Well, you also then have these very passionate fan bases anyway who...
Exactly. I love that.
So,
I think that's so much more important to me, is having like a dedicated, like really like...
That's how you have longevity.
Locked in. Yeah, that's true.
Now, just to end, this is a mixtape instead of an album. Why do mixtapes important, and are they as important as albums?
I think that I definitely don't... I think for me, choosing it to be a mixtape was only because I keep saying this... Like when I go into the studio and I picture what a song I'm making is for, if I go into it thinking it's an album, then I approach it subconsciously. I'm approaching it differently. And if I go in thinking it's a mixtape, I'm like, it's just what I tell myself what I'm doing going in. It changes subtle things like how free I am to sample, or like even the amount of time I spend on it is different too. Like if I feel like an album should take like a whole year to make, and I feel like this project actually took like 6 months. So I think it's just stuff like that. But there's nothing specific for me personally.
Well, I think even Doechii recently said that for her doing Alligator by It's Never Heal as a mixtape, it gave her the freedom just to create a full project, and then she's just won like a Grammy for Rap Album of the Year for that project.
There you go.
And this is the kind of project where it is just so great start to finish. Like,
Oh.
as soon as I got the link from your team, and I've just been like listening to it on repeat, like going for runs for it, enjoying it in the sun. Like, I feel
Aw.
like this whole summer, it is going to be on repeat.
It better be, yeah.
I mean, just finally, what do you want fans to take from this project?
Okay, I want them to... I know I'm emo, I know I can be sad. The thing is, a lot of my fans are people who I feel like relate to me on a level because, you know, we've spoken about with the performing and everything. I can be a little... And this isn't me being... what's the word when they say, like, you're being a pick-me? I'm not trying to be a pick-me or like, oh, I'm so weird, but I think there is something about me which I think a lot of people relate to, and they tell me, oh, like, can be a little awkward, or she can be a little bit like, you know, they'll tell me they like the fact that I'm not necessarily this big, like, personality on stage, or that I'm a bit more reserved or a bit more shy. And I really like that, and I really think that I am like that. I think I'm somebody who is, I guess, a artist and pop star, but wasn't necessarily someone that has the technical or I guess I was someone that got really lucky through music and like sound curation. So all that to say, any fans that like me can get down and out, a little sad, a little emo, things aren't going right, I think let this be the project to lift your spirits. Let's all have a good time this summer. Let yourself enjoy the music, even if you want to feel sad. The best thing you can do sometimes is put on a song that can maybe uplift you. And for me, that helps. And for you, if that can help too.
Stateside all summer.
God, yeah. If you're feeling sad, basically, just stream.
And also don't sell yourself short, because like you being able to produce and create this music is not like luck, that's talent.
Oh,
And
thank you. Stop it.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pink, for being here today and doing this. Yeah.
Let me get the door.
Thank you.
Because
I remembered you saying that.
I can't believe it.
Yes.
Oh, serious?
Yes.
That was a shock.
Sorry again.
Because your accent is your accent.
I didn't realise the Cotswolds had their own accent. I know.
No, it's not a Cotswolds accent.
It's
not
yours
your
international. Just not international.
I was born in Bermuda, but
Oh, wow. There we go.
that's not.
That's
That was what I expected.